streets of hell, you know what I mean. I terrorize the neighborhood. They know that we're up to no good. We're at the house by the cemetery. They don't go in cause it's really scary. The door opens and I head on in. But not a hell now begins. Inside, take a look around. Then we're chased by chuckles of crowd. Go up and down the big staircase. A secret panel to another place. I saw a guy wearing a hockey mask. He's carrying a bloody ass. He chases me on down the hall. And blood was dripping from off the wall. Haunted house. All the things I've seen. Haunted house. Being chased by a fiend. Haunted house. I wanted to scream. Haunted house. Hope it's all a dream. Downstairs and they're following me into a room that's full of zombies. They're tearing into all my friends with a snapman and a end. Jumped on my head by chuckles a clown. My knees buckle fall to the ground. And just when things couldn't get any worse, and now they're loading me into the hearse. Haunted house. All the things I see. Haunted house. Being chased by a fiend.
Welcome back to the Chuckles and Laughs Show with special guest Greg Best, Oracle Paranormal Research Unit. So, we were just talking about Big River and how it's one of the weirdest spots that you've ever investigated. What other places, I mean that's a great place, but what other place, obviously you've done a lot of investigations in Rhode Island, Connecticut, and all of New England, right? Mm-hmm. What other places have you investigated where you've gotten very successful footage that you'd like to share the guests out here?
We did Slater Mills a couple times too, and we got some pretty good footage from there, good EVPs. A lot of that's residual though. The difference between a residual and an interactive is residual haunting, they don't know that you're there. You'll see them, or you'll see like a figure walking like and you only see it like from the knees up in the floor. That's because they're walking on an old floor. They're walking in the old time. They're not in our time. They don't recognize you. They can't interact with you. And the other one, which I like the most, is the interactive. These are the ones you can actually interview. You can get them to affect your equipment, and these are the ones that drain your batteries out of your cameras and stuff like that.
Now I got a good question for you. Now this is one that I've asked a lot of paranormal research guys, and I get a lot of mix. I've got some good ones from Keith, answers and whatnot. I've always asked this, do you think it is possible for a residual haunt to interact with an intelligent haunt?
That is probably one of my biggest questions. I've raised that on the show a few times. If I ever get the opportunity again to interview, and if my equipment's responding properly, that is one of the questions that I would ask, amongst others. I don't know if an interactive can see or react with a residual. I've always wondered that myself.
That would be very creepy if you're dead and you're sitting there and you can see
Somebody else
yourself,
go by.
or even yourself, reenacting what you did 100 years ago.
Yep.
That'd be very, very creepy.
Oh yeah.
A lot of stuff that science hasn't explained yet, kiddies. So
Mhm.
it's all possible. So, what are some of the scariest, other than Big River, that you have investigated?
They're not really scary, and a lot of times they're not scary while you're there. They're more scary when you're reviewing the evidence and you go through the tapes and you know that there was nobody there, and you got people saying your name, telling you to leave, telling you to go home. I actually did a case in Putnam, Connecticut, where the guy was messing with a Ouija board, and I've got some during the interview process. That's the one that I said that demonic sounding voices came over the recording.
That's a little freaky, demonic sounding voices. I definitely would never want to play with that stuff. God bless you, Keith, because that's a very dangerous field to be playing inside of. And I think I'd rather be playing inside a lit firework factory with a lit match.
Yeah, well, there's always that chance that you're going to encounter something like that, you know. I don't fear it. I'm kind of a guy that has to put my hand in the fire to know it's hot. And a lot of people hate me for that, but there's nothing I can do. That's how I am. I have to see it, I have to hear it, I have to feel it, I have to touch it, I have to have video of it, I have to have evidence. In order, I need something to break down to understand it.
Now, do you antagonize, or do you believe that that's a very stupid thing? Now, I know a lot of paranormal guys are getting away from that because it does backfire, but however, you do see a lot of paranormal units using that and getting more responses back than asking it politely.
Well,
do you use this?
Well, we go into situations, especially, you know, I bring up Mark's Big River again. When we were up there, we kind of antagonized, but in a kind way. We kind of talked about the spirit behind its back, but it could hear us, type of deal. So it wasn't like we weren't calling it names and stuff like that. But yeah, all I did, I called it a yellow-bellied ghost, and that was it. My flashlight lit up, and it was on from there. You know, we just went back and forth with some banter. Oh, it must be weak, and you know, that type of thing. That's how we provoke. We don't really, you know, go at it and start yelling and screaming and swearing and stuff like that. We try to walk in with our hand out. These are people that we're dealing with, and we try to, you know, we introduce ourselves and everything else. If that doesn't work, then we'll mildly provoke a little bit, just to see if we can get somebody fired up enough, because they're going to want to talk.
Have you ever had the experience of that you had a benevolent spirit you were talking to, and you did something to make it angry, and then it attacked you?
Well, that's kind of how I feel about Big River, because the evidence that we do have of that, when we interviewed the spirit, we actually sat and interviewed it for 20 minutes, and it told us that it was a woman. She was from 1946. She worked at the brothel, and she verified a lot of the claims that Mark had stated during the interview. And then the second time that we went there, a woman actually spoke, and we heard it. This is the first time this ever happened to me. And she had come around back of me in the dark, yelling something about her house, and it lit me right up. Felt like somebody hit me with a 110. I jumped over my monopod, and you know, I took offense to that. So that could be an attack. That could be something like what you're talking about.
Now, a lot of people kind of wonder, how often do you run into a friendly one as opposed to running into an unfriendly spirit?
You never know. You got to look at it as walking into an environment where, let's say you just walk into somebody's house. Anybody just random, just walk down the street and just open the door and walk in their home. You don't know that, you know, they could be offended by it. They could be accommodating. They could be a serial killer for all you know. You never know what you're going to walk into in an environment, ever.
Now, when you have an angry ghost that wants to hurt you, is that a lot different than an angry demon that wants to hurt you? My guess would be yes, but you're the expert.
Well, in my, you know, judging by the evidence that I've gotten in the past, I haven't encountered any demonic activity yet. And as far as hostility, the most hostility that I got was that woman that charged me and made me jump over my monopod. But other than that, it's just they tell you, you know, you hear EVP later telling you to leave, or we don't want you here, and stuff like that. So.
Now, you said you had one that followed you home.
I got something in my house, for sure.
Now, when they follow you home, are they generally friendly? Are they angry at you and that's why they followed you? Are they just looking for a friend?
Well, I've got mixed emotions about that because at first I just noticed things happening in the house and nothing really bad. But I was sitting with my girl one night and a picture on my wall, it was as if somebody threw a tennis ball at it. It just slammed against the wall and dropped like a Plinko chip. And the nail was actually recessed into the sheetrock. I had to pick it out with needle nose pliers. That to me is a sign of aggression and hostility. I've had a couple of pictures thrown across my office at one time. And then on the other hand, I was sitting down, I turned my computer on in my office and I play guitar. So while my computer was starting up, good old Windows, I decided to play my guitar for a while, and I looked down and I noticed there was a nail on the floor. Now, at the time, my daughter was 6, and I didn't want her to come down and step on the nail. So I went to pick it up, I squished my guitar. So I said, I'll get it after I'm done playing. I'll put my guitar on and get it. So, you know, time came, my computer fired up, put my guitar down, I went to get the nail, and it was off the floor. It was on my desk next to my mouse. So that, to me, is telling me, you know, it's friendly, you know. I had another instance where I was building a laundry room in my house and I had a sheetrock gun and the nails kept falling off the end of the thing. Obviously, I got to my last one, I put it in and it fell on the floor. I was like, what? I heard it hit the ladder and fall all the way on the floor. It was like 12 o'clock at night. I was aggravated. I went to get down off the ladder to pick the screw up and it was on the end of my screw gun. Like stuck on there, ready to put in the wall. I just put it in the wall.
So it's helping you out?
Yeah, kind of. I'm getting like mixed emotions. And one occurrence, the most recent thing is I do a show called Paranalysis. It's a live web show. And during the show, my sister had chatted in the chat room. She asked if anybody was at the house with me, and you know, obviously nobody was there. And the door behind me was moving back and forth. So we caught that right on the live on the show.
Sounds to me that you might have more than one in there with you.
Yeah.
Oh, sounds like you got one that's a little upset with you.
There's way more than that. I mean, I could go on and on. A lot of occurrences happen in my house. You know, I try to cleanse it. I tell it to leave, and it has slowed down quite a bit. Nothing's happened, you know, recently. So.
Now, can you have a house that's quiet and nothing happens there, and then you do something to get the spirit going?
A lot of times, construction will do that.
What do you think that is?
Ouija boards.
Oh, Ouija boards too. Yeah, because you know, if this is your home, like this is his show, and let's say he passes on and he comes back and he's watching his environment, this is what means this is his world. If I come in here and start tearing apart all this stuff and ripping the posters down and everything else, he's going to be upset about that. I want a garage. I want to park my car in here. You know, so I'm tearing the whole place out. He's going to be upset. He's going to let me know any way he can.
Whoopee cushions, pies.
Oh yeah, you'll be hearing all kinds of stuff.
Electrocuted hand buzzers. You name it. Don't worry about the nail gun. Clown humor is worse than a nail gun. You know, it's true. And answer a question that Mike said, because I've heard this quite often. Well, which would be worse, a demonic or a benevolent spirit getting you? I think they're both pretty bad, first of all.
Yeah,
but the first thing is the demonic is actually harder to get rid of. And it can actually cause harm to yourself where you're no longer living. Of course, there hasn't been too many documented cases of demons killing people or evil ghosts killing people, because if you're dead, you can't come back and say, hey, a demon killed me.
Yeah.
However, the demon can cause you to become ill.
Yep.
And cause you to react and hurt other people around you. So I would say, out of the two, I would more likely want to have the evil spirit in my house versus the demonic spirit.
A lot of times what you'll encounter is, you know, obviously you got a lot of guys in prison and they want to be the toughest one in the prison, so they're going to make themselves out to be something that they're not. You'll get that a lot in the spirit world as well. You got people who want to be evil, they want to be demonic, so they're gonna show signs of demonic hauntings. Only it's just a person that's just a bad person. You know, how you are in life is how you're going to be in death, and that's going to carry through, and you're going to encounter that through these investigations.
Is there any evidence that angry spirits become demonic spirits after a while, or
not to my knowledge?
Yeah, because I've heard that demons have actually been around since before the good old book and everything. So it's one of those things where demonic guys been here for a long time.
Well, what it is, you know, a demonic spirit is a spirit that never walked this earth as a human. It doesn't have a body, and they can't, you know, if you see an apparition and it's missing like an ear, or, you know, the classic no eyes, you know, they can't form the human body properly. That's why you'll see the apparition missing an arm or a hand or something, because it doesn't understand, you know, why that is. So for a regular spirit to become a demonic, it's impossible, from what I understand.
We're going to go to a commercial break very shortly, and then we're going to have some questions from you, the people in the audience. Welcome back to the Chuckles Alive show, and it feels like I've done this about 5 times already. Oh wait, I have. Wasn't that great, Mr. John there being on the show? He's kind of like yourself, the weakest link. He didn't paddle the boat and the boat went over. Now, if I kept the show running on you, my show would definitely capsize and we would all drown miserably. That's why I run the show, and you will never be the host. You are a co-host.
I've already been the host.
And our ratings went down. That's why I came out to kill you. Trust me, I don't have much pride, but doing a cable access show, I have no pride. No pride. No pride, not even doing the cable access show. Trust
It's
me.
easy to sink your show.
Yeah, I could say something about easy to sink, but it's PG-13. We're gonna go, Zach.
Killing you is sinking a show, it all goes together.
We're gonna bring out another guest that still has more talent than you, and he's dead, like your dead air when you came on. We're gonna bring out this gentleman here. He goes by the name of Frank, the brains behind it all, Frank Lee Morris.
My partner.
Frankie.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Frankie.
Frankie. Oh, yeah, I was in the back. I heard what John said.
You're a little mad about that, aren't you, Frankie?
Just a bit.
Yeah, it's all your fault.
He caused you to die, Frankie. You could have made it.
Yeah, we were going to use him as a scapegoat.
Well, I could have said something, but you are not allowed to have goats in prison.
Not that kind of scapegoat.
Oh, okay, PG-13, that's right.
So, who picked him to be on your team?
I don't think you pick someone to be on your team when you escape from jail. It's not like playing baseball.
No.
I'll pick it in.
Well, he could have picked somebody else.
He picked him because obviously he's stupid.
So you counted on this guy to help you get across an extremely dangerous body of water.
Well, he was pretty much dead in the water before he was even dead, actually, in the water.
You want to make sure that the guy you get is not going to rat on you. And if he's stupid, when the guard asks what's going on, and the guy goes, "Dude, I'm escaping from jail," obviously the guard's going to say, "Well, this guy's really stupid, so they're really not doing this."
Exactly.
Exactly.
I'm looking for an application for a co-host, please. One that's not a dork. Any applications? Send this way.
I
You need a dork so we don't steal your thunder.
You want to be a dork?
Again.
The only thunder you... Never mind. The only thunder you could steal is the
So where
thunder
are you
that's...
from?
Never mind.
Where are you from?
Your
I
worst
don't
nightmares.
know. No.
That's not a place.
Frank, that's a good question. Where were you born, Frank?
Wisconsin.
Now, being in such a cold area, what were some of the first crimes that you committed to get yourself on this long path of incarceration?
Oh, well, I started out in little petty stuff, hitting little mom and pop stores, gas stations, and then I just worked myself up to banks.
I also hit people in little mom and pop stores, but I don't rob it. I just go inside and hit them. I don't think there's anything against that.
That I used to do that too, but I used to also take their money.
Oh, so you just go up to the little mom and pop and punch them in the face to take their money? That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
That's fantastic.
Why didn't I think of that? I just punched them in the face and left.
So punch them in the face and show us how you take their money.
I did do a little research of this show, and I can't take any money out of a show that has no money in it.
And that's why we call him Dorky. Taking money from a cable access show. You dumb son of a...
How do you say your name?
I can't take money from a cable access show. We don't make money.
Man, I could have used you back then. I think you're dumber than John.
Whoa, that's pretty bad.
Nice.
He's got longer, prettier lips too, doesn't he?
I don't go. I don't fly that way.
Sure, you won't.
Nothing wrong with that, but no. Oh, get away! No.
So the first time you actually made it to the big time, you robbed a bank, and up
Yeah.
until then you were successful.
Yeah, and he's really freaking me out.
Well, he's kind of a little disturbed because, like the dead chick that said no earlier, you just said no to him, and you broke his heart.
So you're kind of like getting kind of everyone says no to you.
Yeah, it could be that way.
Yeah.
No,
I had a thing with him.
You know, I find it better to disturb people than to be liked by them.
And you succeed because you
Oh,
disturb
yeah.
me every day.
You're disturbing me, and I just met you.
Yeah, you disturbed the doctor so much that when you were born, they slapped your parents. So Frank, what was it like? I mean, the first time the adrenaline rush is kicking in. You're about to rob a bank of a group of people that you've been planning this with, right?
Yeah.
And what's the adrenaline like when you're about to do this?
Oh, it's through the roof. You're like, you can't eat. It's like you're on something. You just want to go and do it right now. You just, the adrenaline rush is like through the roof.
So you were marching down there like We the People and gave them the whole 9 yards and
We the
said,
People, good television
the heck
show.
with it, we're going for first down, and then it all went wrong.
That was because of John.
John was part of your group when he got you arrested.
Yeah, he's supposed to be the getaway driver.
The getaway driver.
Getaway driver.
Yeah, and he drove right into a telephone pole
Wow.
What else? Some getaway.
Yeah, yeah.
where the cop was parked right in front of it.
Wow.
So those are not clown cars.
Did he basically just tell him the money's in the back? We robbed the bank?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, God. And the cop had to say, like, I can't believe this. Someone's actually this stupid to tell me I'm robbing a bank.
Yeah, so.
So what made you go to jail and then say, hey, I want this guy as a partner a little later on?
Because I would think maybe down the line they kind of think, he's stupid. He can't be, he just
You
can't.
can't help it.
Yeah.
I can hear that. There's plenty of stupid people that can't help it. Oh yeah, original. Point at me after I point at you. Well, talking about taking the thunder. You took the thunder out of that baked bean pot. Never mind. We'll go there. PG-13.
Yeah. So, Chuckles, let me ask you one more question.
We're interviewing this guy,
Yeah.
not me.
Yeah.
Not me.
My name is Chuckles.
This
Let me
guy,
ask you a
Frank.
question. Since you're very unsuccessful at bank robberies, have you tried stealing this guy's dirty underwear yet?
No, because I don't go down that road.
I think you do.
You might be thinking about doing that. Chuckles?
I know you like to steal some strange things.
Haha, it's a dud like your career. Oh, go ahead, cry. It hurts. I know it does.
I got a ringing in my ear.
Ow. Yeah, you can fall down. It did hurt.
Chuckles just left his mark on you.
Oh, look at the jokes of the clown. That's a good one there, Frank. Maybe we can paint you up a clown because obviously you did not succeed as a bank robber. Very unsuccessful. So you were.
Hands on your stick. This is a screw up.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
So you were transported from prison to prison, basically because you tried to escape.
I was
from
pretty
everyone.
good. Yeah.
You were not pretty good because you got caught.
Yeah, but I did.
Pretty good prisoners that escape don't get caught.
Yeah.
You were pretty bad at it. That's almost like saying, well, I'm pretty good at cooking, but I killed the whole restaurant. You're not good at it, you just killed everybody.
That's what you were trying to do.
No.
What did you do?
So you were trying to get caught.
Well, hey, it almost worked at the end if it wasn't for John.
I know what. You're one of those guys that goes to prison just to try and break out, right?
It's something fun to do.
Oh, it's something fun to do. I can think of many things that are much more fun than breaking out of prison. getting tasered and shot. Oh, it's all so much fun getting an M60 bullet across the chest. Yay. And then feeling the nightclub insert itself somewhere where it's not so friendly.
Okay, I'm not gonna touch that one.
Yeah, because we know
Stop
where that
touching it
nightstick
now.
is. So, and then afterwards, you get transported to Alcatraz.
Big house, though.
You had
Big
to,
place.
you had to be scared. You're thinking that this is done. You are done. There is no escaping from this place.
Prison in the world.
Oh, I was thinking in the back of my head, I might be able to get out of this place.
Until John spoiled it for you and said this guy in the back here is thinking about how to get out of this place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, plus he made us all drown on the freaking boat.
So, we're leaving out a key person in here, and he might be alive. Your friend Clarence there. We were not able to channel him.
I don't know where he went.
Let me ask you a question. Now, of all the people you had in prison to pick from, I mean, really, you had some smart people there. Why wouldn't you have picked someone like Capone who has a brain?
Because he wasn't there when he escaped.
Exactly.
How can you pick someone that's not there yet? Excuse me, Capone, you haven't been caught yet. Can you help me escape from jail?
That man can do anything and you should worship him.
That is true, but he wasn't caught yet. I'm sure that would end his life very much so. Hey, Capone, can you help me escape from jail? I know you've done lots of bad things.
He's timeless.
Where did I wonder if he was around?
Non-linear.
Really, it's like that diaper hanging from there. I can't believe this. Where do I get these people from? All right, now we're talking about Frank here and how stupid he is, just like John. I can't. Clarence had to be the brains. I mean, I thought you were. I mean, it says point blank when I read that paper that you were the brain of the operation. If you were the brains, God help us all. Because I would like to see the stupid one. Oh, I saw him too. He's right there. Thank you very much. I interviewed them both for one show. Jay Leno, eat your heart out. Speechless.
Yeah.
Smile, bright eyes.
Speechless. Yes. So, welcome back to the show. Welcome to the land of the living. You have this body for as long as Deadly Dan allows you, which I hope isn't that much longer because he's actually more talented than Frank. Well, he hasn't ever escaped from jail.
Stop talking.
Well,
Shut
I'm more talented than this guy right here.
Oh, that's true. That's true. We're gonna put you in clown paint and steal your wig, and maybe you can try to successfully kill me. Ha! You didn't kill me. Don't take that off. I don't want to see what's back there. Just me. Everybody, let's hear it for Frank one more time.
Yeah, woo!